हाय गाइस, मेरा नाम है ध्रुव और आप सुन रहे डिजिटिज्म्स का यूट्यूब चैनल and I'm going to tell you today about a long list of things that are one of my worst purchases. Although there are a lot of things that I like about my life, like there are my monitor stands and there is some things that I'm shooting with my phone and my lights and my equipment every day that I use, like my audio interface that I really like. But some things that have been my worst purchases, and I could, if I could have not bought them and bought them from looked upon certain things, and so it could have saved me a lot of time. So I, as a musician or as a person in your 20s, if you have a little bit of money, you tend to travel a lot. I travel via roads, by bikes, I travel via train, I sometimes travel via flights, I sometimes go outside, So good suitcases is, I think, very necessary. Sometimes when my suitcases अगर वो टूट जाते हैं for just for like when you are just overly packing it, then what is the point of it? You need to have like steel ke suitcases, not the plastic ke suitcases. Your suitcases need to have a good zipper. And my suitcases, I think a big mistake that I did was also not with the zipper, also not with the material of the suitcase, with the color itself. I think when all of my backpacks and everything could be color coded, could have given me a style, a sense of cohesiveness. Plus, if they were with better zippers और उनके zipper नहीं खराब होते and उनका tires smooth होते, तो would have saved me a lot of time. It's raining and my suitcase, and I don't know how, I think in the midst of the zipper वो पानी अंदर चला गया and it was horrible. Thank God there was no tech stuff. I do not carry my tech stuff right now, so I need good suitcases. I have a couple of them, but I don't usually travel with them. The material should be fine. I think steel wala hona chahiye, the zippers should be good and it should be cohesive. That's what I need also right now, which comes to the second thing, that is a padded bag. I recently bought a Nike ka laptop-ish, schoolish type bag, but it is all padded and it feels amazing. I had a laptop bag which was a standard laptop bag, and it was one of the worst laptop bags. No pad. There was a little padding on the bag, but it felt horrible. When I travel with it now it feels amazing. A good laptop bag with like a strap which has a pad on it is also good. Not buying sooner. There are a lot of stuff that The worst financial thing with this is that I did not buy racks and stands sooner, and not high quality of them. I had stands which were low quality and it costed me a lot of time. It costed me a lot of my mental peace because things used to fall off. There was no particular place. It was not organized. And as you grow older, you need to organize a little bit. That's not third was Zara. So the story is that I went with a friend, and this was one of the best days of my life. And I went to Fort Zara, and now the Fort Zara is closed, and I went there a couple of years back, and when I wanted to buy something, I ended up buying 4 t-shirts. I wanted a few jeans and a few pants, formal pants, and like I ended up buying 4 t-shirts because that's what I thought would look good, and I made sure that I only buy like white stuff and not mess around. Like I played it safe and boring, and it looked good while I was wearing it in Zara, but as soon as I came back, like I took everything back home, it felt completely misaligned with the kind of person that I am. My XL shirt is way long and it feels like I am at home. I cannot wear it outside. It has a print. The print is outdated after 6 months. I have a white ribbed kind of a shirt. The quality of the ribbed is very good, but it got shrunk within a year. Then I had a few more Zara shirts. I realized when I buy limited edition Zara and H&M, it is better. So I would never want to buy Zara. It was a complete waste of money. If I would have gotten two pieces of other things, it would have, I could have worn them outside, I could have gotten much better value with them. And yeah, fourth is Mumbai studio time. So one there's this one studio in Bombay where I recorded 2 songs in 1 hour. That was the best day in my life, and I thought, that is the peak and pinnacle, and I felt really great, and I love going to Bombay and meeting my friends there. The next time I visited, after that, I did not book that studio because then I was too protective of that energy, and I did not write a full song. It was my mistake also that I only wrote half of a song. But then I booked some other studio right across the same building. Whenever I book the other studio, my studio time never gets compensated. The song never makes me any money. The song, I personally also don't like the song. My friends don't like that song. So that studio, although studio times are great, like everybody should book the studio and record it. I feel great. I have had numerous sessions in Jaipur, Kota, and everywhere in India, especially. But Bombay studio time has always given me pain. Except for that one day where I recorded 2 songs in 1 hour. Except for that, and those 2 songs are Retrospect and Akrosh. Those were recorded in the same day. So like they were pretty great. Fifth thing is cheap instruments. So as I grew and grew in my music career, I understood that instruments that I still have, I bought it when I was in 8th grade. They still sound good, they sound fantastic, I have no complaint. But when I tried a Martin guitar, it made me sound like a whole different person. When I tried a PRS, my solos are fabulous. So I'm not saying that I need to upgrade my instruments. My cheap instruments have a pro. Pro is that they're still lasting. Maybe newer instruments will not last. I take great care of them. They still last. I keep changing the strings for my guitars. I keep cleaning my harmonium. I keep my keys clean, and everything that I have, I keep it clean, and they last a long time. But their cheap instruments do not sound good. Like I had the opportunity of trying Korg ke chote synthesizers, mini synths. They sounded fantastic because they were analog synths, but not as fantastic as you want them to be. Like you want to be able to like create something great. So like cheap instruments have been one of my worst investments because वो चले जा रहे हैं, they are not even they are not getting ruined. And as a consumer, that's a very good thing, but as a professional, I would want newer stuff, and I would someday swap them out, but I'm just scared because I know the quality that we have today in the world. uh, it doesn't last a very long time. My guitar I've been using it since it has been around 10 to 11 years. I've been using it and changing the strings, and countless number of tracks I've made through it. But the sound, cheap instruments do not sound good. Whenever I go to a studio or a friend visits, I always either use new strings or rent out new instrument, or ask a friend for a newer instrument, because at the end of the day, they do not, my instruments or maybe my friend's instruments, they do not sound that great. Cheap phones. So it happened. The story is that right now I have a decent enough phone, but earlier my friends used to always tell me, buy a good phone, Dhruv, buy a good phone. And I saw no point. And cheaper phones really resonated with me and my dad and other people. And cheapest phones tend to like go off really quick. So I bought a cheaper Samsung phone. It got it got some CPU issues within 6-8 months, 1 year. Then I got another one. Something happened to that. Then I got another one. It got splashed in the pool, and then it went through. I think I was traveling to Pune and I just dropped it off, and that's how I never found that one. And now in today, then I bought another one, and now the phone that I'm using is pretty great, and now I realize why cheap phones are cheap phones and good phones are good phones. Even though good phones tell you that they have a battery life of 5000 mAh, a good phone's 5000 mAh is different than a cheap phone's 5000 mAh. Plus, a good phone makes you really efficient, guys. So, I'm not trying to tell you to buy a certain brand, buy any brand, but get above a certain threshold. Always will make you feel a little better, because phone is something that you use every day. Yeah. Seventh is like a mouse and a keyboard. Like it is one of the worst investments I've ever made. I used a wired mouse and a wired keyboard. खराब हो गए, $1,000 gone off. Then I again switched to a wireless Dell mouse and a keyboard, $1,000 gone. Then I used some Asus mouse and keyboard. I tried every other brand mouse and a keyboard. I think you should really invest into some good. I've invested almost 10-12,000 into mouses and keyboards, and I think right now I have an Acer Touchwood mouse and keyboard, and they are working perfectly fine. But cheap mouse and keyboards generally made my life hell. Like, wasted a lot of time. I ordered twice, and they would like get ruined within a year, and it's just horrible. Eighth is like low quality mic stand. So earlier I used to record with a USB mic. Other people, I used to not be a vocalist for some time. Back in 2021, 2020, I'm talking about. I was a vocalist always, but I used to not like. I started like calling people to my little home setup, and started recording them. And when my mic stand was super low quality, and when I use good quality microphone stands, I realize how much time I wasted into like adjusting that mic, and how much pain I felt. A Wipro Wi-Fi plug. A Wipro Wi-Fi plug is one of the worst things that you can. It's a pain in the just calibrate it, connect it to the Wi-Fi. A TP-Link Wi-Fi plug is one of the best things. Shoes that aren't comfortable. So most of my life since childhood, I had never had fascinations with shoes. I thought shoes are not for people, I did not see it coming. I used to play football barefooted with studs. I saw a point in getting a good quality stud, but not like a normal shoe, like a party wear shoe. I thought a good Oxford shoe is something that you can invest in. Like invest a certain above a certain threshold, but not like a sports shoe or a walking shoe. But like my local shoes went like rogue, and फट जाते थे वो. Puma shoes used to be, not that Puma is bad, but that those price range used to be. As soon as I bought like my New Balances, my Nikes, and as soon as I upgraded uh, to a certain threshold, after a certain amount of money, I've also bought like Gully Labs, and I've also went to Comet's store opening in Delhi and tried their shoes on, and they're fantastic. Above a certain threshold in India, you are comfortable. I love Adidas. I have a video with AKM. I'll link it down here. And I love Adidas. I love New Balance. The comfort on these are crazy. Like one of the worst investments I had was that shoe, because it used to be torn. I used to not look at the shoe, but other people used to look at the shoe, and it literally costed me a lot of money. This time I think you should know the material. Even if even it is with suitcases, if you need aluminium, steel, what kind of mixture you want. Even with Zara, it's not about the fast fashion. Fast fashion is not bad. You should know how to read the label. You should know how to feel the material, and you will only get to know as you experience things. And with Wipro plug, though you can't know, because Wipro is a very good company, but I don't know why they make shitty Wi-Fi plugs. And Puma is a very good shoe company. Adidas is a very good shoe company, but above a certain threshold. Earphones that hurt my ear. Back in 9th and 10th grade, I was very privileged to have a few speakers at my home, 4.1s, 2.1s, wooden, Bluetooth, and I used them all, and at different points of time. And I used to listen to Nirvana and AC/DC, peak 9th grade, and I used to blast them. And Boat recently came in, and Boat offered 289 rupees earphones with a lot of bass. And back when you're a child, your hearing is full and you hear all kind of stuff. And as you grow older, you sort of kind of your ear balance shifts, and your it gets shelved off. The high frequencies are a little bit off as you get older, not 23 but 35 40 as you get there. So I got these both earphones and it went off in 2 months. I felt like a better company. The material felt better, and the ear nibs felt better. And then I realized these are not the local ones, and I never use the local one. I always use a JBL, a Samsung, good Samsung earphone above a certain threshold. And I bought again, like I bought another boat earphone. I bought some wireless earphones, wireless headphones, and that's when I realized I keep on buying. And these earphones are actually hurting my ear. And I realized this a lot years later when I started mixing music. And when I started mixing music, I realized my preference of listening, and my taste is really dependent on the device that I'm listening on, and on what is giving me the output. Is it bass heavy, is it treble heavy, is it balanced or not? So those were not balanced enough, and that actually changed a lot of my perception for the songs because they were biased. So earphones really hurt my ears. My condenser mic, although I record every day, although I practice every day, but I think my condenser mic is one thing that I could have taken a little more time and bought a good one, at least a decent one. I just got a condenser mic because I saw one. I had my savings back in 2021. Yeah, I got it as a gift to congratulate me that I survived the first 6 months of college. I traveled to 3 cities, and it was just a gift to congratulate myself that you will do this and you are great at this. But I think it's long time I need to upgrade that mic. I have outgrown that mic 2-3 times now. Prescription lens. These are the lenses I'm talking about. These feel fine, but other than this, I've tried every other frame, every other lens. Frames are like within 1 rupee to 10,000 rupee range. I've tried all. I find local lenses the best lenses, even though these are the most expensive lenses that I have ever had made, and these are working pretty fine. But I'm telling you, local lenses are pretty good because I keep on losing my lenses. People keep on, like, by mistake people keep it here and there, and you kind of lose it. Somebody might step on it. It's always good to choose a local lens from a local shop rather than Lenscard, and I always use a local person. Before that, I tried a lot of branded lenses and branded prescription lenses and branded frames. I think the industry is there to fail you if you don't change it every other year. It doesn't last. Now I think there's no cure for it. If you have something, comment down below. H&M Basics. H&M Basic. I have had 15 tees and only one t-shirt I still wear. H&M Basics, even at home. Amazon Prime, it is one of the worst financial. No rupee should be invested. You are onto Amazon Prime, some shows are of US, some shows are for Canada, nothing is for India. When it is for India, it leaves pretty soon. When you start a show, you have not even completed a season, it leaves. It used to come with free music, now it doesn't come with free music. I used to listen to certain albums onto it because certain albums used to transcribe itself better uspe. That's it. I end the video here. I hope you got something out of this. Peace out.